Babe, wake up, Create updated. That's right. After a long time, creators finally released their next update. Say goodbye to Applied Energistics. Say goodbye to Tom Simple Storage. Say goodbye to all of it. Well, not really, but it has some pretty cool stuff. This update has added a bunch of new blocks and a bunch of different textures for existing blocks. Here in front of us, this is everything that they've added, and over here is some of the textures that they changed. We'll get the boring stuff out of the way, and they've changed the texture mechanical pump, the fluid pipe, the smart fluid pipe, fluid valve, hose pulley, the rope pulley, the copper back tank, the portable fluid interface, item drains, copper sheets, and the redstone link is now andesite? What? Yeah, so now for the redstone link, the crafting recipe has changed, and now you have to use the new transmitter with an andesite casing to craft it. Doesn't really change much, but it's cool anyways. Now into the fun stuff. You might be wondering what this is right here. Basically, this update is the cardboard update. As you can see, there's cardboard boxes and packages and all types of things all over the place. And we're going to start with the most interesting addition, which would be these chain conveyors. They can carry things like packages, which I'll explain in a minute, and they could even carry you. As you can see, I'm hanging from this and going around. I'm clipping into the boxes, but you could transport yourself on these chain conveyors, but that's not all you could transport. We'll get into all that in a minute, though. First, let's check out this. This right here is cardboard armor. While it doesn't really give you many armor points, it does have one cool feature. Yup, that's right. You could turn into a little box. So typically, this creeper would want to kill me. But now that I have my cardboard armor on and I shift, he doesn't even see me. But the only problem is, you just got to be careful, because if you get a little bit too close to him, he will see you. And along with the cardboard armor, it comes with its very own cardboard sword. And, well, it doesn't do much damage, but it just kind of sounds like hitting your friend with a cardboard tube. It's fun though, right? And while the cardboard armor and sword is really cool, that's just getting our feet wet into what this update has added. This right here is an item hatch. And if you have an inventory, a chest, an item vault, anything, and you place an item hatch on it, you can dispose of your things into that inventory easily. And say you just went and chopped down a bunch of trees and your inventory is full of logs, but you don't want to get rid of your tools, you could shift and click on it, and it deposits everything that's inside your inventory, not in your hotbar. As you can see, it all went into the chest. We also have the desk bell, which has a very pleasant sound. And if you attach it to an elevator and you use the elevator, it'll ring when it hits the floor that it's going to. And all that's pretty cool, but things are about to get even cooler. Right here, we have the packager. If you put this next to an inventory like a chest or an item vault, and you give it a redstone signal, it makes a package. And as you can see, it took a bunch of stuff out of the chest and put it into the package for us. Now, if you'd like, you can grab your package full of things, and you can put it anywhere. These are actually entities, so you can push them around, and you could even throw them. If you place your package down on the ground and then you break it, it drops all the items that were in it. Also, if you throw your package in the water, it'll break, because cardboard doesn't survive in water. You could also use saws to break down your packages. I have my packages coming down this way towards me. When they hit the saw, they'll get cut back up into the items that they were and can be deposited somewhere else. Even without the saw, cardboard boxes can be pushed right into any inventory as the whole box. And what can we do with that, you may ask? Well, let me show you. Right behind me, you can see this contraption that I made. Our boxes come out with the contents that we want in them. It'll hit the saw, get sawed up, and in this case, it's andesite and iron. Goes into the basin to get mixed up, then it comes out as andesite alloy. You might notice this little guy that we have on top right here. It's called a stock link. And let me show you how they work. When I remove them, you can see that our farm has stopped working. So we'll go to the beginning of our line where our inventory is, housing all our andesite and iron. We put a stock link on it, but our stock link doesn't know what to do yet, so that's why nothing's happening. So if we come over to my board right here, we have these things called factory gauges, but I can't place it until it's linked. So if I click on the stock link and I put it on here, it's now linked to that stock link right there. So we need to create our system to make andesite alloy. So we'll filter this one for andesite. And as you can see, it's reading how much we have in our inventory right here. We put another one down, filtered for iron. And then right here, we'll have our last one, which is going to be our product. And that's andesite alloy. But they're not connected right now, so they still don't know what to do. So if I click on our andesite alloy, I click add new connection, I can click to here. So now these are connected. If I go down here, I could also connect the iron. As you can see, nothing's still happening because it doesn't know where to go. So if we try to configure this one right here, you'll notice that it wants an address that it knows that it can go to. We take something like a sign and put it where we want it to go and name it andesite. We come over here and put this to send to andesite. And then the last thing that we need to do to link it all up is put a stock link on this. So now we could read that this is called andesite. And now we have everything hooked up. If we hold click to configure this, we can configure between items and stacks. And right now it's set to inactive. But if we wanted to make 2 andesite alloy, we set it to that. And now this is all moving, so you know it's working. And it sent out our first cardboard box. And that box had 1 andesite and 1 iron nugget. That'll go into the basin and it'll come out as an alloy. And our second one is came too. And that means the packages have stopped. It will only send what it needs to get the request done. This will keep from clogging up your belts with a bunch of random stuff. And now if we look in the chest, we have 2 andesite alloy. But if we wanted it to keep going, we'd come over and configure it to maybe 64 stacks, and this will keep on going until either it runs out of items to ship or this chest has 64 stacks of andesite alloy in it. Now I know everybody's dying to see how these chain conveyors work, but let me show you. And to use these, we need these little guys. These are FrogPorts, and to use them, you need to target a chain with them and then connect them to an inventory. So this guy's connected to this chain like that. And then if we put one down here as well, now they're both connected in the system. But they don't know where to send to or receive from. So if we go in here, you can name it, or you can use asterisk as a wild card. So we'll name that one asterisk. All right, we have somebody interrupting the best mod review ever. Alright, now that that's been resolved, we've named this FrogPort to asterisk as a universal, and this FrogPort has no name, and he's targeting here, and that one's targeting over there. So if we were to put some boxes in this inventory, he'll send them up, he'll go along the chain, and this guy will eat them up. And we could use this to transport items in a whole new way. I'm going to add one of those chain conveyors right back here, and one over here, and connect them up. Place down an item vault over here. This is going to act as our central storage system. But first, this farm that we have here is turning it back into items, and they're going to into the chest as so. But instead, if we connect the packer to the back of this, and we have a FrogPort targeting this chain right here, place it on top, this will make our andesite alloy back into packages that can be shipped by this FrogPort. All we need to do is give it a little bit of power, and it'll make a package. And it goes on the chain. And it'll come all the way down here. But as you can see, they're all just looping back around. So then over here, we'll place another packer with a FrogPort that targets right here. And he's going to suck them up and unpackage them into our vault, and then you'll see that we're gaining andesite alloy in our vault. So say over here that we had our iron farm. Well, imagine this is our cobblestone generator that's milling down in the gravel, and then the gravel comes and gets washed. It goes onto this belt. We'll get rid of the flint, and then the iron comes into here to get packaged up. We'll get ourselves another one of these chain conveyors in, put it here, and hook it up to the system. And we get ourselves another FrogPort that targets right here and sits on this. As you can see, after our iron comes down here, it'll get packaged up. It'll go onto this chain conveyor, and in this case, it's going to loop around all the way to here, and then when it comes back right here, it gets collected. The only reason it had to go all the way around is because this... That's right, you better run. Trying to do something over here. Anyways, the only reason it goes all the way around, it comes back before it goes in here is because this FrogPort is targeting this part of the chain right here. So it waits till it gets on that part of the chain and then it collects it. And a way we could fix that is if we put down another one that targets right here where they're coming in from, put it on here, we'll give it the asterisk attribute, and then that one will take them right off that chain right into the system where they're all going. So you could have farms all over the place that are sending packages through the chain conveyors all right into your central storage system. Isn't that pretty crazy? That really changes the way that we're going to be able to run our factories and centralize all our storage into one place. And to double down on it, this new block called the stock ticker is really going to allow us to access our storage in a way that we never could before. So if we put a stock ticker here and a packager here, we could put a mob in a seat or a blaze burner next to that. If we have a stock link, we click on it, and we put it on the packager. Now these are linked together. Now if we were to deposit some items into this inventory, as you can see, it has 64 redstone dust, and if we go and click on our blaze burner or mob that's next to our stock ticker, it shows us what's in there. And if we scroll, we could take some out just like that. Now we have a redstone. And what makes this even cooler is we can expand this among multiple inventories. So if we put packagers on each of these, and we take our stock links and we click there and add them onto these, we'll do the same for the other side. Now we could add FrogPorts in. We'll name this iron farm, and we'll name this other one something like base 2. Now if we deposit items into these vaults, the iron in the iron farm one and some diamonds in base 2, we could access it all from this blaze burner, and that's controlled by the stock ticker. If you see them all right here, you could see the items from all the inventories. So the redstone dust that's in this inventory we could take right out. The iron, call this one main base. And if we want the iron from our iron farm, we could scroll and select the amount that we want. We'll do 22, and we make the address main base and hit send. I forgot to link the FrogPorts to the chains. Anyways, we come back over now, click on our blaze burner, and we want to take out, say, 12 iron ingots from the iron farm and maybe 10 diamonds from our base 2, and we can have the address be main base. So these will now send out the packages on the line. When they get to the main base, suck them right up. This one's gonna have to come around one more time, but it'll get sucked up. And now we could just take them right out of here, which is pretty cool. So if we break this box open, it has our diamonds and our iron. So this will allow you to transport items from any of your different factories all to where you're at using these chain conveyors, just by sending a request through your blaze burner or mob next to your stock ticker. Basically, you can access all your storage from one area, as long as it's all linked into the same network. And the last thing I wanted to show off is not only can you transport your items with the FrogPort across chains, you could transport boxes through trains. I have this train schedule here that's set to deliver packages, wait 5 seconds, and then come back to the station and wait 5 seconds again to load up. I'll assemble the train and give this guy a schedule. If we take our mailbox here, gather the mailbox right here, we can name this a crib. And then we put another mailbox like on this station over here. We'll name this one your mom's crib. And we have this thing feeding our items into this barrel and the sign that says your mom's crib. And when the train comes over, as long as this is powered, It'll package the logs with the address to your mom's crib in there. It'll go into the mailbox, and then it'll ship out on the train. And once it comes over to the matching mailbox, it'll unload into that mailbox. So hopefully you're able to grasp a good understanding of what they added in the new update, which is a lot of things. Personally, I really love what they did with the update, and I think it's really what we needed. I know I'll definitely be adding it to my Create Survival series, and if you want to see it, you can go over to my channel and check it out. If you'd like to see more videos on how to use this mod in more advanced ways with more big factories that are all interconnected into a big storage system, let me know. If you made it all the way to the end of the video, comment meatball. That's all I have for today, so I'll see you in the next one. Later.